We will have two different types of filters used on our refrigerators for the upcoming models. The one will be a front filter replaceable cartridge that you push in on the button and simply remove the filter cartridge from the filter. You can plug your new one back into it, push it back in until you hear it snap in place. We will still have the removable rear cartridge that we've had in the past where you simply spin it down, but the big difference is the water lines are now channeled up alongside the shelf support channel into the housing. They no longer come through the back of the refrigerator. On front filter models, they simply have an elbow right here that brings the water lines forward and connects them into the back of the filter. Your front filter assembly, of course, has your two quick disconnects at the back to disconnect the water lines coming up the back of the refrigerator and across the top. You punch it in. You've got your release right here that drops it out. You've got O-ring fittings on your filter that push into the sockets in the back of the housing. This creates your watertight seal. The one thing you do have to make sure of is that when you are installing or servicing this, that you get the water lines pushed in all the way until you feel them bottom out to make sure that these lines are tight enough that you do not create a leak between the line and the housing itself. Okay, you can see that there's been quite a bit of change in the dispenser assembly over the current models that you're used to. We're going back to the two paddle feature like we did in the late 1980s, where you have one side here to dispense your ice and a different side to dispense your water. You'll have a number of different features available depending on what model the customer chooses, such as your fast freeze, fast ice, filter reset, and lockout. So you can have a number of different pads across the top. To get in to service this, the first thing you'll need to do is remove the drip tray from the bottom, and you've got 3 screws located underneath that drip trough. After the removal of the screws, you simply lift up and pull out. You can turn it upside down. You've got 3 hooks, but you've got your electrical disconnect right here. This will allow you to completely remove your fascia. A simple paper clip taped up will serve as a holder to get this supported so that you can do your field test to find out what your problem is, whether you've got a problem in the power board or a problem in the touch board. Simply put it over one of your dogs that hold it in place and through the hole and let it hang. You will have a chart in your service manual that does give you the different voltage drops across the wire to check and see if your touchpad is functioning correctly or if you've got a problem in your power board. You do your voltage checks from these positions right here where the wires connect onto the board. So you'll take your voltage reading across here to see if you've got power coming into it, and then work your way down according to the chart to see if you're getting your voltage drop when you trip your dispenser. To service the dispenser, simply unplug it, remove the fascia out of your way. You've got 3 screws in your housing here that you're going to have to remove. Now, in bringing your dispenser out, you're going to tip it forward at this point right here and reach around and unplug your wiring harness going into the side of it. You've got a water line coming into the top of it. Get your finger underneath and pull straight up on that water line, pulling it out of the housing, and it will allow the dispenser to be completely removed from the refrigerator. Okay, you've got 2 switches located on the back of the housing, this one here being your water fill, this one being the one that runs your auger motor. Those switches can be removed by simply removing the number 1 Phillips screws on the side. You will have to pop the light socket out of your way to get to the lower screw. Your control board itself has 6 screws in the front that removes and allows you to take your power board out. This power board contains your power transformer and the different relays that operate your auger motor, your ice solenoid, and your water valve. You have a gear wheel located down inside here that is connected from your actuator to your door itself, so that as you push in on your door paddle, it will mechanically open the door. There's no more heat motors or wax motors operating the door. When you let go of it, you simply have an oil-filled spring on this side that allows that door to close slowly. The water fill spout, instead of being 2-piece now, this is 1 piece coming clear through the back. So to remove it, You will now go out and take the water line off the back and just give it a quarter turn clockwise and pull it straight out.